see. Hi, Caitlin. Hi. Where's Roxy girl? Aw. Okay. I'm going to mute you guys. Draw your knees in. So lie down and draw your knees in. Oh, I see. I see. And give him a nice circle. So we're flying to Boston later today, and it's just I took Lola and Bruiser to their doggy place to stay, and it's so lonely right now. It's like too quiet. I'm so used to her little snuffles. Not used to. I love them so much. Oh. And then bring your legs to a tabletop, and let's just hold there. Align it well so the knees, I wonder why, I'm sure Caitlin could tell us. You guys, Caitlin is an awesome, awesome Pilates teacher if you want a Pilates class. I think she teaches one on Friday. Anyway, why the knees are stacked directly over the hips. Why it feels better when they come in a little closer. It's probably a whole talk. So stack them directly over the hips and then lengthen the legs up and press your low back into the floor and raise your hands up with the palms facing inward. Raise the head of the shoulders up and just hang here. And imagine, add a little imagination, spread your toes and imagine you were hanging like you were this sort of strange hammock seat, like a poorly strung hammock. And does that adding of imagination, as though you were slung hanging from a tree, help you to feel gravity more through the middle, through the sort of U part of the shape, the letter U. Like for example, I'm feeling my belly kind of draw down toward the floor now that I added my imagination in quite a different way. Keeping all that, start to lower the left leg and try not going very far, extending it forward. You want to keep your low back on the floor, reach up the arms and find the place where there's so much tension. And then add a little pressure through the balls of both feet. Find that tension and then raise the leg back up. And do this a few times, pressing the low back into the floor, imagining you're suspended from something, and take the leg up and down. Keep the shoulders lifted. And I have my head down and relaxed, but you do you. And we'll do one more. As you bring it up, cross it behind the other. So cross the left behind the right. Bend the knees with the ankles clicked together and straighten the legs. Bend the knees. And when you bend the knees, pull the ankles, try to pull them apart to really get that cinch. And can you bring the knees wide toward your outer arms? And then back up and plie here and extend, plie and extend. Keep the extension, press your low back into the floor and slowly lower the legs toward the ground and the arms overhead behind you. Don't let the low back go off the floor. Squeeze your outer hips and take it back up. And do this a few times, lengthening out. And up. And if you want to, lift the head, lengthen up. And up. One more time. And back up. Let the right leg slide down the left. Reach behind the left leg, interlace the hands, and rock a little bit here. I've bent my left knee. And with my right elbow, I'm coaxing my right inner thigh forward. And then release the hands, drop it over to your left. Let the left knee come down and the right foot go flat. So I've dropped it over to the left. My right knee is standing tall, my right shin. My left hand grabs my right ankle. And as I pull that isometrically toward me, I'm imagining someone pulling my right leg away from me, and my right arm opens and I twist to the right. There's a really firm tension. As I pull slightly on the ankle, I imagine the thigh being pulled away from me, and the sensation grows. Relax the face. Dream of Kamala's faces, the many faces. Reach through your right hand. Pull your belly in and roll to your back. Reach up for your right foot. Hold the outer edge of your right foot in your hand and pull the top of your thigh down toward the floor. Half happy baby. And press the left buttock down, left hip down. Push your foot into your hand and your hand into your foot, and align your arms and shoulders. Let the neck release. And then begin to kick that right leg into the right hand, out to the right. Open your left arm, and that left knee can follow to the right. The left arm opens to the left. And find that nice tension through that right leg. Opening that inseam. Push the pedal to the metal with the ball of the right foot. And let your jaw, make sure your molars are spaciously apart. That bottom jaw is relaxed down away from the top jaw. Okay. I'm not moving because this feels really good to my digestion. Like my stomach's like, oh, thank you for the shape. Oh, okay, and then roll to the left, switching, keep the same leg, just switch off the hand. So left hand holds the outer foot and kick it over to the left side. Hook your right hand around the outer right hip and roll it away from you. And see if you can get into some of that good sensation in that painful outer right hip. This stuff, this whole hip, outer thigh, all that fun stuff. You might even want to give it some punches. I don't know. That feels useful. And then we're going to toggle back and forth. So we're going to switch off to the right hand, open to the right, and to the left. And do this a few times, heating up the leg. And staying on our back, let's do one sort of cheerleader hurrah. So hold it, center it, hold it in the right hand, open the left arm, and you're kind of like a V. There's this sort of joy in this shape. I'm going to say it's a full joy. And then bring it back, bring that right leg to the center, add the left leg. And both legs are upright. Reach both arms upright. And check out that your legs are over your hips and not over your belly. Floint the feet, spread the toes, squeeze the thighs, Lift the shoulder heads up. Press the low back into the floor. Imagine being suspended from a tree by your feet and hands. And add that imagined gravity as it sinks your middle toward the earth. And then slowly lower the right leg. But I think less is more here actually. And then raise it back up. And do this a few times, pressing the low back into the floor. And back up. I'm adding that imagination because that seems to really get more connection for me. And the next time, sweep it behind the left leg, click the ankles, bend the knees and try to pull the ankles apart and extend the legs, plie, and extend, plie, and extend. Keep the legs extended. Slowly lower them forward as you perhaps take your arms overhead. Keep pressing the low back, keep that flexion, and dig it back up. And the key is to really find that tension between the ankles. So really try to pull them apart as you go forward and back up and forward and back up. And then slide, it's a slinky move, your left ankle down, reach behind your right leg, opposite interlacing as you draw the leg in, figure 4. And just enjoy this. Rock a little side to side. Left ankle sally over right thigh, and I'm gonna figure 4. You got it. And I'm pressing my left forearm into my thigh and slightly away from me, without trying not to steer my hips in some weird little way, which they want to do. I know South Bay isn't open. Century City might be, and Westlake Village might be? Outside for outsides? Not sure. That was the rumor. And then release the interlaced fingers and let the knees drop over to the right. Left foot flat, left shin stands tall, left knee upright. Right hand grabs left ankle. So it's so much easier than all those words sound. You're just reaching for your ankle with your right hand. It's almost intuitive. That front ankle, so like the left one. And then you pull it toward you. And at the same time, I have come by magically and grabbed your leg, and I'm pulling it away from you as you hold on. And as Caitlin knows about me, and as I know about actually both Sally and Karen, we all have trouble keeping the ball of our foot rooted on the floor right now for various reasons. I don't really know what my reasons are, but I know I have trouble with it. So I'm trying to push to the ball of my big toe and take that left leg in the opposite direction. So some relentless teacher is just pulling it. And breathe. And then slowly release your grip, roll it back onto your back. Reach up for that left foot to half happy baby. And this one we'll do with really good alignment. So you'll hold the foot and press the right lower back, right buttock onto the floor, into the floor. And push your foot into your hand and vice versa. Just let that heat build. And can your awareness really be there? And then we'll start to roll to the left and press the foot into the hand and open up that inseam on the left side. Right arm opens. And your right leg can go to the left a little bit. Really get that nice inseam stretch on the left side, medial hamstring. And bring it into the center, switching hands. Kick it over to the right, left arm opens. And take your left hand to the outer left hip and roll it down. Roll it down. See if you can get some sensation happening in that outer left hip. And then begin to toggle through this, tossing the leg from hand to hand, out to the left, roll to the right, and keep going. Sort of like a weird can-can or a rocket line. And then back to the center with that left leg out to the side and the right arm to the right, like a whee feeling. Try to roll your right hip down. And this seems to, for me at least, get a whole nother part of the leg, which I'm excited to feel at the moment. And then let's do the right leg too. Hold them both. Hold them both in this Supta Visha. Supta Uttanasana. Is that possible? Probably. And then press through the feet into the hands. And let the feet go. Interlace your hands behind your head. And you can micro bend the knees just a little bit so you can have some agency over the feet and over the stretch itself. And begin to pulse up here. Lift your head and shoulders up. And little pulses upward. Let's keep the elbows nice and wide. 10, 9, 8, and 3, and 2. And reach the hands through the legs. Reaching through for 10. And I'm alternating my palms up, my palms down. Palms like I'm playing patty cake with somebody. 5, and 4, and 3. It's not patty cake, it's that like slap game. 2, and reach. And little pulses. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. And then flex your palms. Drop your head down, lower your knees to the outer edges of your arms and squeeze the outer edges of your arms as your knees come toward your outer shoulders. Push the ceiling away with your feet and with your hands, and then draw the knees toward the buttocks. Keep pressing with the hands. Yeah, maybe lift the head. Find that tension in the upper tummy, and then grab around the front of the shins and rock forward and back a few times. That was somewhat exhilarating. Let's sit up tall. And just feel the context of that. Like I feel really like held in a good way. And then bend over to your right and take your, is this my right? That's not my right. Bend over to your right and take your left arm over your ear. So used to, once upon a time, teaching a class that feels like my right when I'm talking. And pin your left sits bone down as you turn your chest up. And then turn your palm up and press it away from you. Roll toward the floor and away from the floor. Roll toward the floor and away from the floor. One more time, twist forward. Keep going toward the floor and drop your head over your right knee. And then start to walk your fingers farther toward your right. I'm up on my fingertips and rotate your rib cage to the right. Pull the belly in, draw it up to center, and come to center and pause. And breathe, just taking it in. The shoulders drop and the chest open. And connect. As you draw inward, can you let the dust settle and find a few moments of stillness, internal mental stillness. There's this organization, I don't know much about them, but they're called Shalom Bayit, which means peace house. Or house of peace. And that phrase or those two words just came into mind as I sit. Can there be peace in this house? Also, the lyrics to the new Cardi B song just went into my head. Just sort of the opposite message. Okay, and then switch legs, opposite leg in front. And take your left arm out to the side and sweep your right arm over the ear. And try to glide your left shoulder blade back. And as you guys, Sally and Karen were here yesterday, as I kept calling out Mary and Carlton about sexy shoulder, but you've all been called out for it at one point or another, but it's that shoulder likes to kind of creep forward coquettishly. We want to draw it back into the stronger anchoring of our structural muscles. So it's not hanging out just in the superficial, easily damaged rotator cuff as much as it's anchoring onto the back. And then bend your top elbow and press the palm up. And just see if that activates different things. It does for me. And then rotate toward the floor and away from the floor. Kind of like you're at a concert, moving in slow motion, like yes! And open. And forward. And as you go forward, you find those deeper abdominal muscles and back and forward, and then go all the way over the leg over to that toward the floor and walk your fingertips out. And keep elongating over that leg. And so good. And draw the belly in and come on up. And once again, stillness here, please. Feeling your sits bones on the earth. The grounded roots. And do your roots feel grounded? Do you feel connected to home? to nurturing. To your life force, to your stability. And is there a sense in your body that whatever comes into it can be transmuted through you, through your connection to the earth? Or does it come in and just stay in and get stuck? So our legs are systems which help us to move forward, backward, in all directions. Emotions, it's energy in motion. So our legs are a very important part of moving emotions. Inhale, sweep the arms up. As you exhale, extend your right leg forward and reach out toward that foot. So you're in Janusirsasana, left foot into inner right thigh. Rotate your body over the right leg, holding on to the foot with the strap or your hands. Find the back bend here. Pull your heart forward. Arch your back. Then lay your belly as close to the leg as it'll go and pull your heart forward. Reach it toward the ankle. Pull your leg in as you reach your heart forward. Then point the foot and notice what that does. That might just pull you into the forward bend deeply. And then pull the foot toward you, flex. And walk a little bit farther away from the bent knee. So walk past the right leg over to the right. Like sunrise, that left arm up and behind you to the floor. Sweep your right arm up, roll up onto your left shin, and lift your pelvis as you sweep your right arm over your ear. Reach your right arm behind you, push through your right foot so you're more in like a combo of a side bend and a back bend. And bring it down. Take your right hand behind the knee, fold it in, extend your left leg out. Place the right foot into the inner left thigh. Orient your torso over the left leg. So it's like a pivot. Reach for your foot. You can use a strap or your hands, and then find a back bend. Like you're on a sled. Push the right foot into the thigh and the thigh into the foot, like tree pose-ish, and rotate lower. So from your gastropelvic, like really kind of your second chakra, so pubic bone and area, try to turn that over the leg. And the real rotation, or part of it, that's kind of neat, comes from your left sits bone around the back, so that it wraps it from the left butt to the right waist. So if I were behind you, I would take my hand from your left back buttock to your right kidney, and then I would push. Can you feel that? Yeah, that like, and that's a neat feeling. And then point the foot and see if that just pulls you into the forward fold. And if you can imagine the fascia, the more superficial level I'm talking about, so that sort of outer level of skin, helping the deeper levels rotate. So from the superficial orientation of skin, can you imagine that kind of like the top of the ocean, and that's moving a lot of energy? Kind of your head is this like spout. And maybe you feel this. Maybe you can feel this in the legs, in areas that have gotten locked in some way, like the energy is not flowing through there. Pull the belly in, reach with your right arm up and behind you. And I like this sort of dawn coming. And then reach your right hand behind you up onto your right shin. And then circle that left arm overhead. And at first it's a side bend. I want you to get that side and reach that left hand toward the floor, head toward the floor so you get that bow effect, lifting that left hip somewhat. And then reach it behind you and feel the anchoring of the right shoulder blade on the back. So you're in the structural muscles, and then that arm is really just there to support you. And the rotator cuff is nice and safe. And then bring it down. Cross your legs again, but face the front of the mat if you weren't before. And again, stillness. I'm going to recommend this concept of pulling. Like right now we just went really big in some ways, like our energy expanded quite far. I want you to see if you can pull it in. Like the center of Sally's flowers, right? Like the petals are the expression. We were like way out in the edges of the petal. I want you to pull into the center of the bud. Like where the nectar is. Like right where the hummingbird would put its little beak. I want you to become that place. Draw it all in. Imagine that your physical body were a magnet for your own energy and it's pulling it in to that sweet center. And then let your eyes blink open. Hold your head with your hands. So take your hands like little cups and hold them under the jaw and the back of the head. So I've got my hands in here and I'm going to lift my chin and then I'm going to lower. So just a few of these. I'm using my hands. Lift my chin and then level. Just a few times to really oil up the vertebra in the neck. Hydrate. Get some really good circulation and flow. And then I'm going to level my head and steer it left ear toward the left shoulder, but I'm going to use my hands. So I'm going to tilt it left and I'm going to pull the tissue on the right side. So if you imagine the spine, those little sticky out pieces on the side, I'm going to slide my right fingers from kind of my fifth cervical vertebra up to my, like behind my ear. And I'm just going to glide the skin, and I don't want to go too deep because that aggravates it. I just want to hydrate the tissue here with my fingers and then steer my left ear even closer to the shoulder. And you might feel this in the tissue on the right, like neck, yes, but also back of the shoulder blade. And I think that's the upper trapezius kind of getting involved. And then super subtly with the left hand, paddle the chin toward your chest and away from you. So I'm tipped at this angle and I'm bringing my chin toward me and away from me. And I'm trying to relax my tongue. One more time. And then I'm gonna press with my left hand and level my head back up. And then shake out my hands. Switch the cross of the legs. Reach forward with your hands And pull the floor toward you. Get a deep stretch in your back. Walk your hands in a like halfway round your back. Pull forward, so little cat-cows in this position. You may notice, I hope you're noticing, tiny bit of ease in the neck and shoulders. Maybe a little more elasticity, a little more give and take. And come on up and take your fists and just massage into the breast area where it's sore. Like, do you guys have sore areas here where it's just like ouchy, wah, like into the, not really the, and like go through the breast to the muscle and get in there. Oh, and it's very painful. And a lot of our tension is coming from these muscles. Like a lot of our, these can really affect our mood, because as these grip over the heart, it really brings down our energy. It can really almost, it can cause depression. It can be a factor. So it's like you can work on therapy and all kinds of things and get your mood up. But if the physical body is locking the heart down, that's going to keep bringing you down over and over again. It's a vicious little cycle. And then come to stillness again. Become the nectar, or move toward that center of yourself again. Call your energy in. Shalom Bayit, finding that peace inside the house of your spirit. And you know, I just want to talk about that. Peace doesn't, in what I mean, isn't necessarily calm. Like there might be anger in there, but can you be peaceful or in acceptance of whatever is there? We're not trying to annihilate or oppress our own, what is real, what is there. It's just, can we be in it? Can we be with it? Can we abide it? And then what that does is it allows it to move. And then to me, it feels like a little vase. So I'm taking my hands again and I'm reaching them under, like around my neck and supporting my head. So kind of up. And then I have my thumbs under my chin to really support. And then I'm gonna tilt my head over to the right. And I don't want to push too hard. I don't want to anger anything. And I'm going to slide my fingers. I'm going to say I'm pressing deeply enough that I can feel fluids, like the fluid under my skin or maybe the oils, but like not into the deep muscle tissue. Kind of, I don't know what the pressure, maybe it's like a pound of pressure. Maybe that's a lot. Maybe it's like a half a pound. And then I'm gonna slide those left fingers up under the, like holding that bony structure behind the ear. And with my thumbs, I'm gonna lift the chin and lower the chin. And lift the chin, I'm gonna try to hydrate this aspect of the cervical spine. Get some motion in there, some glide. Really soften the root of the tongue. And stretch the skin under the chin a little bit and see if you can feel that in that left upper trap. SCN muscles, these are migraine. This side here is trigger release therapy for migraines. And then you're going to support the head and lift it back up to center. Keep holding your chin. Elevate the head, look up. And then with the back fingers, those four fingers, lift the orbital skull of that back part and tuck your chin toward your chest. And do a few of these ups and downs. Lift the chin, and with the back fingers, raise the back of the skull, which will lower the chin. And then I want you to find center and just feel like the neck is Egyptian long. If you're one of those Egyptian women who, I think they were Egyptian, okay, not sure, who had those like neck things of gold around their necks that elongated their neck. And let your shoulders drop and your head lift. And then can you take your hands away and just have that gorgeous golden neck. I want you to feel that or connect to the roots again. And let's invite in color. Let's invite in a red, some sort of red. My red is going to be more muddy, like a muddy brick red today, because I want that earthy, muddy connection. And then we're going to work at its polarity opposite. We're going to move, or I'm not sure what it is, but to this vibrant purple color. And I want you to imagine it either kind of at the top of the skull spinning around or the top of the head, but this skylight to the top of the head to divine information, collective consciousness, whatever it is that we channel through us. Invite in this connection to this larger intuition. So you're grounded in the roots of your body and you're opening like a cathedral. And in the mouth is supporting this like a dome shape as you imagine your soft palate, the top of your mouth, lifting toward the skylight. And as it lifts, it turns on the light in the lighthouse, like the light in this cathedral dome in the center, that pineal gland, it like turns on like a bulb. So we've activated our grounding resources and our highest intuitive resources. And now let's see what happens when we add the body. So we're going to come onto all fours. And we're going to flow through this. And you guys are all very, very expert at flowing. So we're going to work in this esoteric realm a little bit. Let's take a few cat-cows. And as you cat-cow, I want you to play with this because we are working with these elements. And yeah, you can go fast or slow, but your legs, your physical body is in these deep, mucky, red, transformative, transmuted, earthy roots. And the head is open, receiving messages, receiving images, receiving light. And it's moving. I, of course, talked about very little else, right? So it's moving through all the fractal colors, all the colors of us, the different chakras, different hues of us. But I recommend just to keep it simple. They'll transform. You'll see much, much more. But the head, just this purple blob, and from the pelvis down, this grounded red. And then arch your back and take down dog. And pedal it out. So we are in a physical body. Feel your feet. And then I want you to anchor. And imagine a triangle from the ball of your right big toe to the pinky toe. Those are the 2 points, and then the third point is the center of the heel. And then make one on your left foot, from the ball of the big toe to cross to the pinky toe, and then the center of the heel, and then hold those triangles down on the floor, down in the earth. And then walk your feet forward and move those triangles forward, and imagine we're working with that root chakra, these almost like red burns into the floor of 2 triangles. Inhale, pull the heart forward, so you've branded the floor. Exhale, fold. Inhale, lift to rise up. Let those triangles root you. Lift tall. And then bring your hands to your heart. Connect through the earth, through those 2 triangular shapes and the colors. Lift toward the sky through the, hold on to that imagery of purple. Keep opening that skylight. Release the hands down, eyes open or closed at your call. Inhale the arms up overhead. Exhale, fold forward. Inhale, look up and lengthen. Exhale, step your left foot back. Roll to the outer edge of your left foot. Turn your right foot to the right and reach your right arm high. Sweep your right arm over your ear. I'm on the outside of my left foot and I'm lifting my hips up. I feel this in a lot of places. And then step your right foot back on top of your left. Stack it. Squeeze your shoulder blades together and then press the right palm up to the sky. Let's hold steady, ladies. Let's find our power here at the back of the heart. So that left shoulder blade anchors into the back of the heart. Step behind yourself. Turn your left foot to the back of the mat. Come into this bridge pose, this sort of wheel leg shape, this wild thing, and turn your pelvis. And find that nectar in the center. Contract in and then expand out. So we're working here with metal into wood. We're pulling in, contracting, and then we're expanding out. Contracting in and expanding out. Very powerful. Carefully rotate to the floor. Come into plank. Walk your legs back. Hold. 5, 4, 3, 2. Bend the elbows. Come halfway down. Feel your strength. Hold. 5, 4, 3, 2. Point the toes. Inhale. Up. Open your chest. Lift it up. Plug your pelvis toward your toes. Root. Open to that purple skylight. Take it back. Down dog. Press your triangles into the floor. Focus on those shapes. Transmute through those triangles. Connect to the earth. Let things move and change. Walk your feet forward. Plant the triangles. Inhale, heart up. Exhale, fold. Inhale, circle rise. Reaching tall. You may feel a bit invincible here. You might feel like reaching back really, really far. And you might be able to, because you're very grounded and very open. Exhale, fold forward. Inhale, look up. Step your right foot back. Spin to the blade of the right foot on the outside. Turn your left toes left and lift your left arm. I'm bending my right elbow, and what I'm doing is I'm pulling my shoulder blade onto my back and holding it there with structural muscles. Left arm lifts. This anchors me. I'm then spinning my bicep forward. I'm going to stack my left, in theory, left foot on the right. I can really stay here. Skip this. That left arm goes over the ear. Let's lift the hips up a little higher. And then turn the left palm up and press it up to the sky. And my left arm, it's not that it's strong, it's that it's connecting to my back, which is strong, and pressing my heart open. Then I set my left foot back, my right foot turns to the back of the mat, my pelvis lifts, and I arch back. And let's really find that reach. Left arm back. Squeezing breath in, find that nectar, that bud, and then expand. Contract in and expand more and more. Open, so much, open. And then bring it back. Plank, hold steady. 5, super strong. 4, 3, let's take 10 push-ups, or 5, or 4, how many you can do? 1, 3. Okay, 5 was good. 6. And chaturanga. Up dog. And really feel it. You're showing someone your triangles under your feet. Can you see them? And then back, down dog. And then plant them into the earth. 2 more triangles. From your so across the top of your hand where the knuckles, like at the top of the hand part before the fingers. And then the center of right before the wrist. So from the index finger to the 4th finger, and then it draws a triangle at the center of the hand, at the center of the base of the hand, right before the wrist. And press those into the ground. And it changes quite a bit how you feel your hands. At least it does for me. Inhale, lift your heels. Exhale, bend the knees. Travel forward. Inhale, flat back. Exhale, fold. Feel your feet triangles. Press your palms down. So there are 4 imprints on the ground. Bend your knees, come into chair. Reach your arms up. Yep. Yes, hands to prayer. Left elbow outside of leg. Twist. Bend the knees. And raise your heels up. Slowly lower your buttocks to your heels. Balance as you turn toward the right. Press your knees to the left. Reach to the right and place your triangle hands on the floor, wide like chaturanga. Left elbow past the right knee. Squeeze your knees. Pull your energy into the center of the bud, and then lean forward and pick up your feet. That's the ticket. That's the ticket. That's the ticket, little rosebuds. Yes, and then put your feet back down. Come to center. Rest your heels on the floor. Inhale, arms up, chair. Press through the big toe ball mound, that place where we all struggle. Hands to the heart. Right elbow outside of left leg. Twist. Thumb nice and low. Turning right ribs toward left. Raise your heels and lower your bum. Keep twisting to the left and pressing your knees to the right. I'm going to turn. And then reach to the left and press your triangles, so this and this, onto the floor nice and wide. Lock your knees together, shove these into this, and then bend the elbows and lift your feet. And try to call your energy into the center. Open the skylight of the head, and then put the feet back down. Turn the knees forward, lower the feet, chair pose. Exhale, fold forward. Inhale, flat back. Exhale, Step your left foot back. Warrior two, open here. Reach forward, flip your right palm up and reverse. Pedal your right foot into the mat, straighten your leg, triangle. Feel the triangles on the soles of the feet. From the crown of the head to the two sitting bones. From the tailbone to the two outer tips of your collarbone. Bend your right knee, circle your left arm over your ear, turn toward the floor, spin up onto your back toes, step back plank, 5 push-ups. Up dog, when you're ready. Curl it, down dog. Singe the mat with your 4 triangles, hands and feet. Inhale, lift your heels. Exhale, bend your knees. Travel forward. Inhale, elongate. Exhale, fold. Chair, bend the knees. Inhale, the arms overhead. Exhale to fold. Inhale, pull and look forward. Step your right foot back. Warrior two. Reach your left hand forward, flip the palm, reverse. Nice deep side stretch. Bend that left knee deeply. Feel your feet. Then push into the floor to straighten that left leg. Push it straight. Stretch that left side. Become the triangle. Left arm forward, right arm high. Feel the smaller ones first, those little pieces. The feet, the hands. From the tailbone to the two collarbone tips by your shoulders. From that skylight to the two sitting bones. All the colors in between. Reach that top arm over ear, bend the left knee. Plug your right foot into the floor and turn your left ribs toward your right. Reach. And then rotate toward the floor. Step back, plank. 3 push-ups. Up dog. Plank. Chaturanga. Up dog. Plank. Chaturanga. Floor. Reach your left arm forward. Bend your right knee. Hold the top of your right foot and push the foot down in the direction of the floor. Tuck your tailbone back. You can prop up on that left arm, come on that left forearm, or keep stretching out. Please just do what feels right for your back. Then flex your right foot, hold, slide down to the ankle. Keep your left arm forward and just kick back into your right hand and lift that leg a little bit. Pull back with that left hand. So I want you to really feel the strength in your back. And then lower the leg. Extend it out long, reach your left arm long. Feel that length, that diagonal from the foot to the hand. And then reach your right arm forward. And bend the left knee. Reach back for the top of the left foot and pull. So it's not a back, it's a down. So I'm taking my left foot down to my outside of my left hip, and I'm stretching my knee back. So it's quadriceps. And it's the slightly, it's not toward the bum as much as just outside the bum. Outer left hip. Tailbone descends back. Goes back and descends. You could prop up a little bit. Or not, I'm not. And now let's do the other side. The hands to the left ankle, flex the foot and kick it back. And see if that just naturally raises your trunk. Kick it, lift it. Roots and wings. And then release down. Stretch through the right fingers and the left leg. So get long. You become like Superwoman on the ground. Reach both arms forward, both legs back. But stay with these diagonals from the right fingers to the left toes, left fingers to the right toes. Bend both knees, sweep the hands back. And again, roots and wings. So your legs are the roots. And they're opening these wings of the heart. We're stretching the chest muscles open, lifting the feet, using the powerful roots to open the wings of the heart. Lift and lift and lift here. Rock back and forth. Use your legs. Really superpower in the legs. For 3. Oh, getting your guts. 2. Lift it, and then release the legs, hands by the sides of the chest. Huge cobra. Press onto all fours. Cross your shins, come on back. We're going to go directly into an inversion. I won't keep you much longer, but I think if you want for shoulder stand to have some padding, that would be wise. So, grab some blankets if you want, or if you're cool without them, I will accept that. So what I do is I stack the blankets with the folded edges toward the back of the mat. I then lay the mat 3/4 up, 3/4 of the way up, so there's just a little wool exposed. I take out all ponytails or hair things or anything that could hurt the back of my neck. And then I lie down on this blanket pile. I put my head off it and my shoulders on it. I hold the edges of my mat, my hands, and then I kick my legs over. Then you walk in. You tuck the shoulders under like you're folding in sheets of a bed so tightly. And I keep squeezing them in until I have really good retraction, squeezage between my shoulder blades. Then the hands go to the back, as high up toward the bra strap as possible. And the elbows press nicely down onto the blankets or the floor. And then you lift the legs. And let's add our imaginations again. Except this time, we're suspended from that branch just by the feet. Adjust as you need to. Raise those legs up. And we get a whole new, fresh blood supply through the body here. This is like a blood cleanser. And the teachings say that this, so Chinese medicine, Asian, like medicine theory, and also our Ayurvedic medicine talks a lot about this hourglass of life, that we're given these sort of sands in an hourglass. And one of the theories is you like slow the breath down, you slow the movement of the sands through the hourglass, you age at a slower pace. But so they were really excited about inversions because the idea is really in some ways simple. You're just turning the hourglass back to the good way. You're taking the old cells or the old sand and you're putting it back in the new sand part, or like, you guys know what I mean, the upper part. So you reverse the aging process here. It turns out there was something to this. There's quite a lot to turning upside down. A lot of anti-aging and shifting a lot. So anyway, the belief is this stuff that they called Amrit, this life force, it goes back, goes up into our vital organs. And it's the nectar of life. That's the teaching. At the very least, it helps strengthen the organs from the bottom. So the prolapse is less likely. And then slowly lower the legs, feet behind you, knees to the forehead or straighter legs. And we're putting some pressure on those upper shoulders that we worked today, kind of like as a way to release them. And our neck is really relaxed and free. Take your hands, arms are behind the legs, and the hands cup so they wrap behind, and then my hands clasp or cover my ears. You can cross the ankles and just make this little sweet, like a little roly pill bug shape. And you block out sound, you block out light. You draw your senses inward. Not peaceful. No, sorry guys. And then slowly come on down. That was a good 2020 moment. Come on down. And I love the raised blankets here for modified fish. So I'm gonna have my legs crossed or in full lotus if you want, or out straight. And then my chest is elevated here over the blankets. I tip my head back slightly. Or if you want a deeper fish, go for it. This is a nicely supported one. Balancing from the heart, we're going to consider the heart and endocrine here. From the heart, the thymus, the thyroid, the pineal, and pituitary glands. And then bring your arms down, stretch your legs out, and scooch off your support So just your head is supported, and the rest of you is probably on the ground. And that's a good thing. Whether or not you have a wood floor, you can imagine wood underneath you, or just the earth underneath you. Wood transmutes, and as does earth. And just release all the stress from the body into the earth. Keep shedding skin, layer and layer, until what's left is color or colors of light. Eventually, white light. Take a deep breath in. And exhale it out. Take a deep breath in. And exhale. On your next inhale, stretch and yawn, reach. Bend your left knee, roll to your right. Let's get small and breathe into your back. Breathe into this supercharged area that we have charged and recharged today. And then draw inward, draw into this place of nectar, this amrit, this sweet space of you, this place of potentiality, of growth. And abide inside its sweetness. Its potent potential. And then press your left hand down and rise. Find a structure that supports your spine, holds your head up with ease, expands the chest. If you were a tuning fork or some sort of, you're like a finely calibrated tuning fork right now. And in a way, you're like that flower holding that nectar. Holding that sound, that light, that potentiality. so that everything you do today, everything you interact with, is interacting with that nectar. Raise the arms up. Draw light inside through your hands. Bring it into the heart space. And let's play this instrument. Let's take one on together. Inhale. Raising the thumbs, sharing this nectar with your own mind. It's coming from your thumbs, really from the heart, pouring into the head right now. Let the head drink it up. Know yourself. Bowing forward, sealing in your practice. May your home, the home of your body, be a place of peace. Thank you so much, you guys. Mwah. So I'm traveling today to Boston and then I'll be in Chattanooga, but class will continue as though I've never been anywhere. So I'll be just in a different setting, but same time, Karen, your hair, my goodness, it's amazing. Stop. And Sally, they got the nice haircuts, Caitlin. They did it. We love you guys.
Good flight.
Thank you. I'm trying to unmute you. I don't know what I'm doing.
Thank you.
Okay. Bye, you guys.
Bye.
Have a great trip. Bye, Caitlin. Bye, Karen.
Bye, Caitlin. Bye, Sally. Bye, Sarah. Bye, Finley.
Okay. Bye.